Uh, Evening, everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. So this morning, while I was streaming, um, from my TikTok side, I didn't realize that the mic died out halfway through. So I'm just going to be going over my topic once more, but I will also be doing it during my shoulder session. So uh, this will be for YouTube as well. Um, I'm definitely just going to be doing some stuff. I am 100 and I am in day 13 of 154 days, and let's get it. So I'm first gonna just do some shoulder warm-ups because my shoulder is gansy. It's not in a good position. So I'm doing shoulder day. I'm gonna do shoulder and triceps. I haven't done heavy shoulder in a while because my shoulder's still coming right, but I am supplementing it with BPC 157 and TB 500. So definitely working on that. It's my second session of the day. Normally I do weights and I do cardio, right? But let's get straight into, while I wait to do so, let's get straight into what the topic was about this morning. So this morning I was talking about the importance of presence in bodybuilding and why it is important that you are known prior to competing or going on stage or going on show, why it's important to have all this on your side. So um, I was basically, so yeah, it started off like this. So I tell you guys that I'm preparing for a show in 154 days. And I get questions from a lot of people like, why do I need to announce that I'm preparing for a show? Why is it important that I tell people what I'm doing, where I'm doing, how far I'm going about it, and why it is I feel the need to speak about my show? Can't I move in silence? Or they would like to say, can't I move in silence? Or can't I just behave as if nothing's going on until the final day and just show everyone and surprise them? Because I happen to know something very important that most people don't know, and that is the importance of announcing yourself for competitions, right? My plan, and this is something I was pointing out, is a really big mistake with South African athletes that have already gone pro, and I've seen it a million times. They don't let it be known that they're going to be competing somewhere months prior. They don't build anticipation. They don't build any hype. And when they get to the show, they end up falling in a statistic of people competing. The judges themselves overseas, they're surprised. Oh, South African, okay, yeah, there's not a lot of guys from South Africa, and sure, let's just write his name down. I guess we'll see what he comes with. That's the result of not announcing yourself when you go and compete with guys abroad. It's a reality. It's an unfortunate reality, and I'll go further, right? You have big names that go to shows, and most athletes, what they try to do is they try to pick shows that big names aren't going to be at because they feel like they're not going to get that right amount of attention. But the only thing stopping you from being a big name is announcing yourself, literally putting yourself out there. Your marketing is horrible. And let me tell you where this fits in into a competitive space, because there's a strong belief that if my physique will speak for itself. If I look good, then I don't need. If I look good, then I don't need to look good. I don't need to announce myself or go crazy or just a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff. I can just uh, I can just say, hey, listen, um, why don't I just, sorry, let me just catch up to these messages. Why don't I just, welcome to the fan club, Tyler. Why don't I just keep quiet, keep my head down, and focus on the show? And this is where you're wrong, right? One second. This is my perception. Thank you. Sorry, it's loud here. So the major issue with all that quiet shit is simple, right? You go and you go to a show that no one knows you're going to be a part of. There's no anticipation from the judges to see if you're going to be worth the judging. They'll acknowledge you, but unless for some odd reason you have a superhuman physique that's never been seen before, chances are it has, you're going to get to the point where you're just going to be overlooked because you're not the main person that they wanted to see, whether it was going to win or fail. Because sometimes you build up anticipation, so they're going to see if you're going to pass or if you're going to fail, and that's how you go about it. So um, you announce yourself so that by the time you get there, there's that whole build up of, oh shit, so and so is finally here, so and so is here. Let's see if he brings the package that he said he was going to bring when he announced that he was going to be at this show 10 months ago. Let's see if he's going to. That's what you want. And that's what people neglect to put in when they work on themselves or work on the show. Real quick pause. I'm gonna do my warm-up push-ups because I am doing shoulders. So when I do upper body, I start with push-ups. So don't mind me if I'm doing shit or if I'm doing bad form. Keep it to yourself. Okay. So I just need to do a quick. Oh. So you want to be able to just a continuation. You want to be able to be in a position where you can be like, oh yeah, I was working on it so long that it's finally my time, and people get to see me. And that's like one of the key parts of gymming. And now, let me simplify it for you, right? Bodybuilding, like I said in my first video earlier this morning, bodybuilding is a business, right? A show is a business. It's an event. Events sell tickets, right? So now you're at an event where people are selling tickets and you're just going there hoping that the people that already went there will support you when you leave. You've built up no anticipation. You're just there to participate and hope that you're going to get something out of it like everyone else. Whereas attention will always be put to the people that contribute into the show's success. That's why most shows pray to get a lot of heavy hitters there because the crowds are going to fill out. There's people that are willing to drive down and support. So this is a huge deal for South Africans as well because we don't have a lot of supporters abroad, right? We don't have a lot of people that support. Um, we don't have a lot of people that support overseas. And for those of you who want to know why I'm emphasizing on overseas, the NPC, which is the only federation that I coach the only coach I coach and compete in my country, South Africa, the country of South Africa, we have regionals, we have natural regionals, and we also have pro qualifiers. But because we don't have that many competitors as of yet, it doesn't qualify us to have a pro show. So we don't have any Olympia qualifying shows. So by the time you get a pro card, you can only compete abroad. That's where the pro shows are. So with that being said, if you can't build up a fan base in other countries where you're not gonna be they're not gonna want to keep you on stage for 30 seconds more. They're not gonna want to see what you've got because nobody's looking out for you. Therefore, it's just a waste of time. And doing lat pull, I'm doing lateral lasers right now. So give me a second. 2, 2, 3, 3, up, 4, 4, up, 5, 5, up, 6, 6, up, 7, 7, up, 8, 8, up, 9, 9, 10, set. Doing almost another set of push-ups, so please bear with me. If you're still online, stay online. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, So that's important. Back to the point I had at hand. A bodybuilding show will always be a business. So incomplete. Yeah, so bodybuilding show will always be a business, and you want to find yourself uh, in a position to have leverage in the business. You don't just want to be there to soak up all the energy. You actually have to contribute. You have to make a name for yourself, but you also have to add to the name of the business. So, what do? You film, you make content of your training sessions. Guys, at the end of the day, nah, even if people see, the thing about bodybuilding, it's not chess, it's not boxing, where you have to hide your training techniques because you think that um, if your training is exposed to other boxers, that they're going to figure out your hidden move or they're going to figure out your weaknesses. Your weakness is your physique. You're showing your physique, you're displaying your physique. So if someone in the long run sees your physique and they're like, okay, so and so is lacking on the chest, they're not just going to now take 3 weeks out or 4 weeks out and start focusing on their chest to look better than you. All of a sudden, it doesn't work like that. Your body needs to be worked on for a long period of time, and that's why every time you get on stage, the judges are going to tell you, listen, you look great, but you need to work on this. You need to work on that. If your physique is perfect for your body, they'll be like, okay, just dial down on the conditioning a bit. Or maybe you're looking too small. Things that you need to take time to fix, not just something that you're going to wake up, go into a room quickly, hit a jab or inject quickly, and then come back in the condition that you were lacking. So documenting your process is also an important step, because documenting your process means that, okay, you're highlighting the fact that this is your work ethic, you're consistent, and then you start to develop a fan base. And then because you are constantly talking about a show that is in a different land, you keep on saying, yo, so and so, I'm coming for you. You're selling tickets, bro. You're basically also selling yourself. People are also gonna start watching you like, yo, like, I mean, there's so many pages like Bodybuilders Without Borders or Saluse or who is bodybuilding. All those shows like talking about athletes before a show comes on because they're tabloids for the sport. They're tabloids. They are the media outlets that are making everything important for the show, plus also selling the tickets and also allowing bodybuilding to be a heavily monetized sport, because without it, you just have a bunch of quiet, autistic guys doing training and hoping that they make money out of something they don't make money out of. I mean, we've seen it. A lot of people fell out to the sport because guess what? They say being a tough guy doesn't have money, or having abs doesn't make you money. Whereas it can make you money. You're just not applying all the right tools, right? So you document your process, and then the more you speak about the show, the more the tabloids talk about you. The more those tabloids talk about you, they're building hype. Where? To the show that you're going, right? Now you're also pleasing who? The event organizers. Your your efforts are going to be more appreciated where you're going, right? It's not something that you're going to like simply overlook and be like, yo, I told these people I was going to the show and I gave myself bad luck, or I told all these guys that I'm going to compete, and now they know I'm coming, and now they're going to beat me because they know I'm coming. No. If nobody knows you're coming, first of all, think about yourself like this. Let's say you're from a country like South Africa, or you're from a country, African, or something very difficult. You get to the show, and now you have a name that's even hard for the judges to read. So they have to call you by your number, right? Because now they didn't even have practice. They're like, oh, there's this so and so person, Mazibuko or Stembiso or something like that. Like, we can say the name just fine. But if you've ever seen how frustrating it is to get someone's name wrong, you want to ignore it off the bat. Be like, okay, number 46. Number 46 come out. Then forever on stage, you're number 46. You're not you. You're not the person who wants to win, and you're not the person that they want to see win. Right? It's at the end of the day, your physique will speak for itself. But getting your physique down to 100% isn't up to you. I mean, it's up to you, right? But it's like the entry level, right? Whereas if you now just go there and you don't look you look great, but you have a forgettable face. You're all humble, you're quiet. You're that guy that's like, oh yeah, I spoke to him, he's such a nice guy. You're that guy that every time they win a show, they tell you that you're that guy that every time he wins a show, they say, uh, one day you're gonna be a star. No, you need to be a star right now. In your eyes, you need to challenge them while you're in your prime, or while you're approaching your prime, so that when you are in your prime, you've made enough noise for them to make a room for you. And here's a perfect example. When you get to the Olympia press conference, they don't take every person that's competing there. They'll take the current champion, they'll take the current runner-up, and they'll take a third, and then they'll call up someone who's the most controversial, because a press conference is there to sell the show. Last year, Nick Walker, who had not competed in Olympia for 2 years, was at the press conference. Why? Because he made enough noise. He made enough noise for himself that he was a contender for number one, even though he had so many doubters within the organization, right? Did he not do well? Sure. But his persona and his energy and his character, all those things worked well into him positioning himself in a position where they had to put him in the front next to the champion. So he could look at the champion and said, I'm going to beat you, right? When you're not that person, when you are not that person, guess what? You've forgotten. I'm doing a set, talking too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Set. A perfect example of my point is Jake Paul. Jake Paul was never a professional boxer from the jump. Jake Paul hasn't been a professional boxer from the jump. He was just a master at marketing and a rage baiter, right? And from being a rage baiter that big, he managed to market himself into championship fights with well-established boxers like Anthony Joshua. He's fought retired boxers. He just kept poking the bear, and he makes more in a fight than a current professionals who are world champions. He makes more than world champions in one fight because he knows how to market himself. So you need to be that guy in bodybuilding. You need to be the Jake Paul of bodybuilding. Even if you don't have the persona, get a team to get your name out there. Even if you can't do it, because the problem is now, so many people treat this sport like a hobby, but it's a career. It's a career you can make money from. There's also a career that you can be successful in, and you can create multiple streams of income. But it's not just going to come. A lot of, especially 90% of the guys in South Africa, want it to happen in the sense that someone approaches you, it's like, oh wow, Moza, you're doing so, I like your video so much, you know. I know you don't post all the time, but guess what? I like your video so much that I'm going to give you a pot full of money. I want you to quit your job. Once you quit your job, I want you to focus on content, and I want you to focus. That's what South Africans want. But the truth is, you create your income. You create your income. You're literally in there. And when someone approaches you, you're like, listen, already when you come into the plate, this is what I'm worth. So either you're adding on to that, or you're moving to the side and letting someone who can afford to be on my team rack up the numbers. Be that person, right? But you're never ready, and you'll never be ready, because you want people. Basically, everybody in this country has this idea that success is the lottery. You know, in 2026, you need to realize something. People aren't being discovered anymore, right? People are being, you don't, most people aren't being discovered. They market themselves into the main place. They place themselves in in place to be the next big thing, right? So yeah, they're not discovered, they're chosen, and they make sure that they're in the shortlist. They're there. They're like, yo, these are the people that have been doing really well. We got to pick one of them, and then they pick you. That's how it works. Not some bullshit where you think to yourself, oh, yo, I know someone is going to see me. You know, by my luck, someone's going to be passing the gym one day and be like, this guy has potential, and then throw a whole lot of money into you. They don't know whether you're going to run. You haven't shown them an ounce of consistency. You haven't even shown them the ability to make money out of yourself, but you want them to make money out of you. Lost it. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, up, eight, up, nine, up, 10. We're gonna go straight into the next exercise because I spent so much time talking that I gotta make sure I utilize the time. Plus, you know, uh, I don't know how long this mic is gonna be on for, so I gotta utilize my time. Check the comments. So put yourself in the position to be chosen. Put yourself in the position to be number one. If not, then you can just quit all of that altogether, because it's very important that you understand what you offer and what you're worth, right? No, 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 no. I don't want to invite anyone. I don't want to invite anyone. So, yeah, that's basically it. Now, how do you feel about posting your progress pictures online? How do you feel about um, showing your videos? How do you feel? You know, certain things you just need to do. You can't force a characteristic that's not in yourself. So just start filming and let it come to you, right? It will come to you after some time. You're gonna be grateful for the mere fact that you were able to make something of yourself. So, two, three, up, four, up, five, up, six, up, seven, up, eight, up, nine, 10, up, sit, okay. So it's up to you. It really is up to you. I made a point earlier that didn't land so well with my female crowd, but I'm going to say it again so that I can go deep into it and you guys understand. Right? How you market yourself is how much you're going to make at the end of the day. So I made an example. Why don't women federations make more money than male federations in specific sports? It's not like they're badly marketed. I mean, it's not like they're bad at the sport. Some of them are very world-class talents. I made an example with the WNBA. They constantly pitch that they want equal pay. They want to earn the same as the men. But guess what? The men's tickets are always sold out. They make profit. The Women's Federation works at a loss because other women are not supporting the federation, right? So this is an example I'm taking to you, back to the South Africans, right? You want to be supported.